Welcome back to more Legacy of Kain Defiance.
In my absence, the estate had been overrun by Mobius's soldiers. I hoped that they had not yet found the entrance to the crypt or discovered the body of Janos. Of Vorador, there was no sign.
Raziel, the conquering hero. I understand we ought to offer congratulations. Kain, at last, is dead.
I suppose you expect similar congratulations on the death of Vorador. Or has he eluded you?
We have him, but not without a considerable price in blood.
That will have pleased him.
Let it sustain him until his head is off, and every vampire in Nosgoth at last is dead.
And will that knowledge sustain you? You too are going to your death.
For a true servant of the one God, death is never bitter. I will go, again at peace with the knowledge that I have played my small part in our master's plans. Kain is at last destroyed, and you have carried out the deed. Which hero do you think you are now? The vampire savior, or the other one? Have you realized yet that it didn't matter to us which one either of you thought you were, so long as the result was the same in the end? And now, Kain is dead. Really, I cannot thank you enough.
So, this has all been arranged every step of the way. And Kain thought I truly had free will.
Oh, but you do. And there's the greatest triumph of all, to have compelled the one player who could choose into doing exactly what we required. Well done, faithful servant. And now, I have an execution to see to.
So yeah, it turns out that prophecy didn't mean anything. I don't think it was an actual lie. I think that was actually prophecy that the vampires had. Possibly the Hilden as well. Actually, definitely the Hilden as well. Fortunately, a lot of these dudes we don't have to fight. They're annoying when I'm just trying to walk, but we don't have to fight them. But to Mobius and the Elder God, as he said, it didn't matter who fought for which side. I do think Mobius knew about the prophecy and decided to use that to manipulate Raziel into killing Kain, but it didn't matter to Mobius which side Raziel was on. It does to the Hilden, and that story gets concluded in Blood Omen 2. Of course, that does relate to what Raziel is doing here, which is going to raise Janos. Again, we already know how that turned out because you should have seen Blood Omen 2 by now. Oh boy, more enemies. Yeah, a lot happened last video, and it was tough to try to summarize my thoughts with everything going on. It also seems like Mobius and the Elder God would have been happy to have both Raziel and Kain kill each other. The thing is, if that happened, they would be screwed because the Hilden would make it back to Nosgoth and Mobius wouldn't be able to do anything to stop them. They wouldn't be able to do anything about the Hilden. That being said, of course, the younger Kain will take care of that. At least temporarily, as they were sealed away. But of course, I don't have to tell you that, because you saw my Blood Omen 2 playthrough. Right? Right? And it is interesting that Raziel took on so many Hilden in that scene. But I think that was more of a possession rather than him feeding on Hilden souls. Because he has fed on Hilden souls in the past. But it's not the same thing when they're possessing him. And I'm not sure if that was one or multiple Hilden possessing him. And I just want to kinesis this pillar. That's all I'm trying to do. Enemies. At this point, I'm in just finish the game mode. I don't really care about any extras. Now, I get a few extras, but I think it's in this area. Actually, it's in one coming up. I miss a health upgrade piece, and I also don't mind. At the time when Raziel and Kain were fighting each other, supposedly Kain was fighting Mortanius. We saw that when Raziel talked to Mortanius. We heard him say something to Kain, which happens after the Mobius boss fight. So that is a continuity error, which the writers have admitted they messed up on that one. Because Mobius would have been dead already. And we clearly saw Mobius back alive. I like to think the Elder God brought him back. But who knows? Yeah, again, we're getting a lot of forced fights. And at this point in the game, it feels pointless. She's not wrong. As a vampire, as a human, as whatever he is now, Raziel has killed a lot of people. I remember my reaction when I first saw that plot twist, that the Heart of Darkness was in Kain all along. Just being blown away by that. That was not something I saw coming. There were a lot of twists and turns in the last video. It's one of those things where I feel like the pacing of this game could have been better, because they could have spaced that out a little more considering how much nothing we got during the middle sections of this game. Imagine fighting Terrell instead of some of those spirit guardians or statues. That would have been nice. And for some reason, I forget that you can use this charge attack and then feed off of any enemies that get affected. Now, I don't know if the Hilden are stronger than the people in that temple, so maybe it wouldn't be a one-shot thing. But I kind of feel like it would be. Oh, and something else interesting. Those dudes in the cathedral, they were in Blood Omen, which is kind of cool. Nice continuity. Yeah, yet another forced encounter. Which is fine because it gives me time to talk. A fair bit of this video is cutscenes. And it is interesting that the one character with free will is the one that really gets manipulated. Everybody else kind of does their own thing, but Raziel gets manipulated by everybody. Except Kain. Now, Kain does use Raziel. He does throw him in the abyss. And you should be able to realize why that happened. And Raziel was wrong when he thought it was jealousy because Raziel got wings. I am really tired of this music. Again, it's not bad, but it's almost the entire soundtrack for the second half of this game. Awesome. I believe that might be the last fight of the video. No, actually, I take that back. There's another one coming. Give me more of those sweet, sweet, deep fried souls. Oh, yeah. Now, there are more enemies you can fight if you want, but that's not how I roll. I'm sure you figured that out if you've been watching this entire Legacy of Kain series. When I was watching that friend of mine stream Blood Omen 2, he was one of the friends that was on Blood Omen 2 and some of my Blood Omen 1 LP. I kind of wish I redid Blood Omen 2. Only because I think I could have made it shorter. When I posted that LP on my original channel, I split up the videos. Whereas on this channel, I just posted each chapter. Which led to some long videos. Okay, I want to attack this pillar. Thank you. You would think I would have learned after the last one. But it's annoying to try to do that while enemies are attacking. Also, be sure to have the Wind Reaver. I think I mentioned this already, but Kain is the one to resurrect Vordor. Unfortunately, that doesn't make it into the game. And Vordor is meant to create the vampire guardians for the pillars. At least we don't have to shift into the spectral realm to do this. That's nice. Come on. Let me in. Okay, this is about to be the last fight of the video. As soon as I can get up here. And joy of all joys, it's in the spectral realm. Hooray. Oh boy. Not sure who thought this was a good idea, but oh well. It doesn't take too long, and it's against new enemies. Yeah, I'm really just wanting to get to more cutscenes. Something that you will notice is once Raziel talks to Janos, his demeanor is completely different towards him compared to how he talked to him in Soul Reaver 2. This is because, of course, of everything that Raziel's gone through. He knows that the vampires started the war with the Hilden because the Hilden didn't want to worship the Elder God. And I don't blame them. Justice for the Hilden, I guess. To be fair, they're kind of dicks too. They're the ones possessing people. And getting them killed. So I don't think they're innocent either. But I think I mentioned this already. In this series, it feels like there are no good guys in it. Just characters you root for and characters you hate. Although, to be fair, Mobius is a character you love to hate. So this is another mechanic of the Earth Reaver and why it's awesome. You can walk underwater. And you can use Kinesis and your Reaver underwater. So this is very nice and something that we will need later. This trek through Vordor's mansion is a lot more straightforward, especially considering you can break a bunch of stuff to speed things along. So I do approve of that. If they were going to reuse this dungeon again, then at least they did it in a relatively unoffensive way. I still wish we got Kain coming through here to resurrect Vordor, but oh well. Not much that can be done about it now. Unless somebody who's a fan also knows how to do game design, then they could make their own conclusion to the series. Hire somebody to write it? I mean, seriously, I'm pretty sure there are fans who could write a decent conclusion to the series. And I'm sure there are also fans who could design a game to go around that. Voice acting would likely have to be AI. But I think they could do it. Would it be perfect? No, of course not. But if it was done well enough, it would be better than nothing. And apparently there was a Legacy of Kain game in development that got canceled, so the owners of the franchise will never do anything with it. Yeah, I'm annoyed we have to do this all over again. Fortunately, I can skip everybody here. You would have to fight them if you want the health power-up that I missed. You have to make that annoying jump across those pillars again in that area. I can't remember where it is, but that's not something I felt like doing. And I didn't know about it while I was recording, or I probably would have got it. And thankfully, we're almost done. We got a heart to deliver. And I think Raziel's a lot quicker than Amazon when it comes to package delivery. Based on my experiences with Amazon, he's a lot more accurate too. Seriously, I won't order from them anymore because they fuck up every order I place. In pretty much every way you can imagine too. Wrong items, delivering it to the wrong place, just not delivering it at all. They fuck it up somehow every time. If you can imagine a way they could fuck it up, they've done it to me.
This relic had come at so high a cost. My blood offering for the answers I sought from this enigmatic corpse. It was the price of my freedom, for which Kain had paid with his life. Had I journeyed so far and forsaken so much, only to have it end like this?
I remember. Raziel, the heir of prophecy. You came for the Reaver, just before the Seraphim found me.
You've been entombed here for 5 centuries. Your murderers are long dead.
500 years. And Vorador?
Also dead. Your bloodline is erased. The age of the vampires is coming to an end.
Then we must waste no time.
I'm not who you think I am, nor is this a benevolent act. I have questions that apparently you alone can answer.
Raziel, there are forces in this world that will strive to deceive you and pervert your destiny. But you must believe your arrival foretells the salvation of the vampire race.
Why then would the vampires devise a weapon to consume and imprison their savior?
No, that cannot be.
While the blade yet exists, I am drawn inexorably toward my doom. It was you who bound me to this fate. Only you can release me.
Raziel, you have been misled. You are ordained by prophecy to wield the Reaver.
And so I do, though not quite as you'd envisioned.
Redeemer and Destroyer. Is it possible? Did I misread all the signs? It seems your destiny is more labyrinthian than I had imagined. You must trust me, Raziel. We may have very little time. I will convey you to the place where your answers lie.
Where have you brought me?
We are within the ancient citadel of the vampire race, long ago defiled and abandoned. This fortress endured through centuries of war against our great enemy.
The Hilden.
Yes. From this chamber, we witnessed the summoning of the Pillars and the banishment of our adversaries from the land. This is a dire omen. The Binding is in peril. The hour of prophecy is at hand.
It's too late. The Pillars are already damned.
As long as a single one of us stands, there is still hope. The Pillars must not remain under human guardianship. They are not competent to serve.
Why then did you allow the Pillars to fall into human hands?
Raziel, there is no time.
I want answers. The world can end this instant for all I care.
Very well. The Hilden cursed us as they fell,
afflicting our race with a predatory bloodthirst. But with this transformation came our enemy's true revenge: immortality.
They liberated you from the wheel of fate.
They imprisoned our souls in this flesh, expelling us from the purifying cycle of death and rebirth.
And yet you pass the curse on.
It was a necessary evil. Our immortality banished us from God's grace. He turned his sight from us and fell silent. Many took their own lives, unable to bear the separation from our God.
Not you, though.
Curse or blessing, it is the price we pay to keep the Hilden banished from the land. To sustain the binding, we had to preserve our bloodline, and so we passed the dark gift to the human successors of our fallen guardians. They rebelled, inevitably, refusing the curse and seizing the pillars as their own. And so we come to our present dilemma. While mankind governs the pillars, the binding decays. The Hilden strain against the barriers of their prison, scratching to gain a foothold back into this world.
And what does all this mean to me?
We stand at the threshold of a new eon, Raziel, and you are the fulcrum upon which our destiny turns. Beneath this room lies our innermost sanctum. The outer chamber has been opened. It appears events are already in motion. This token is the key to the mysteries you seek. I cannot accompany you. You must face this trial alone. If you prevail, you will have your answers.
And if I fail the test?
Then you will not return.
If he can teleport, why didn't he teleport away before the Seraphim got him? It's not like they could do anything to Raziel. So this is where we will be for the next video, but for now that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time with more Legacy of Kain Defiance.